What's going on, sick ducks and dubers? It's LilFin here, and today I have a brand new story for you. Before we get into the tale, if you don't mind checking out the video essay that I made yesterday about Ludwig, it would be greatly appreciated. So the story that I have for you guys today is about the worst customer I've ever served. Now, to give you a little bit of background on myself, my name is Joe. You can call me LilFin if you want, but I'm 22 years old and I've been a waiter for the past 5 years. The story that I'm going to tell you now is about the first restaurant that I worked at. I currently work at a different restaurant and I'm not going to tell you what restaurant it is. Just to preface a few terms just so you understand server jargon a little bit. 86 means that something is gone. So for instance, they'll say, oh, 86 Coke. That means you no longer have Coca-Cola. 86 bread. That means you no longer have bread in the store. If you're a closing server, if you're a non-closing server. So a server that is non-closing, typically they are going to get cut first. So let's say they get there at 4:30 and it starts dying down by 7:30. That server that is in a non-closing section, they're going to be the first one to be cut. Typically they are doubles, people that have been there all day and they just want to get out. And to be closing, you kind of have to think of it as a privilege because you got to think that you have more opportunities to make money and you don't have to do as much side work. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the tale. So I'm working a double at this restaurant and I'm in the first section to be closed. It's pretty dead all day and I've gotten most of my side work done. I'm just sweeping my section, cleaning my stations, rolling my silverware, the real typical server stuff that you would do. And I didn't have any tables left, but the host sat me with a one top in a 6-person booth. So I was just like, yo, what the heck? I used to work in a corporate restaurant. So like, we can say something to the host and the managers and be like, yo, like that's against the rules right there. This wasn't like a mom and pop shop. Like you kind of have to follow the rules in corporate a little bit. But anyway, I wasn't too pissed about it. I was just mad that I got sat with a one top, literally when I was about to leave. But that's not the point of the story. I go up to the gentleman. It's a gentleman, by the way. He's around 40 years old, blonde, curly hair. He's sitting down. I go up to him and say, hey, my name's Joe. Welcome. Have you dined in here before? And he's like, you guys have a lunch menu? Keep in mind, it's 9 o'clock at night and he's asking for a lunch menu. So I'm just like, dude, this is how it's going to go. So I give him the lunch menu. He orders lunch. Everything's going fine so far. He ate half of his meal. I was just getting done some more of my side work, but I was keeping an eye on him the whole time. I was kind of at arm's length away, just seeing how he was doing the whole night and everything. And this dude, he asked for a box halfway after finishing his food, and he asked for the check. No dessert or anything, which I'm cool with. I'm like, yo, he wants to get out quick. That's fine. Bring him over his box. I bring him the check as well and a checkbook, and I put it on the table standing up. Around 25 minutes goes by, and I see that the gentleman didn't interact with the checkbook whatsoever. It's still standing there in the spot that it was. I was a little concerned because I was ready to leave, and it's been 25 minutes. So naturally, I went up to the gentleman, and I asked him if everything was okay. He said to me, I shit you not, the dude literally said to me, oh yeah, I'm just waiting for my check. I was flabbergasted. I was taken back a little bit. I was like, dude, and I pointed at the check on his table. Oh my God, my fault. He puts the card in real quick and he hands it to me. I go over to the POS machine. I swipe the card real quick. I give him his pen and paper. I drop it off and I say, sir, I hope you have a great day. And he's like, hey, real quick, can I ask you a question? I'm like, sure. Well, what's the question? He's like, all right, so I need to get to the Sierra Nevada desert. Do you think you can guide me to the Sierra Nevada desert? He said that to me with the most straightest face. And I said, sir, we're in the East Coast. Do you want to take a pilgrimage to the Sierra Nevada desert right now? Because that's going to be at least a 2-month journey to go across the United States right now. And he's like, yeah, you want to do that with me? I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to take you to the Sierra Nevada desert. Why are you asking me? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I just had shoulder surgery, so forgive me. I'm like, you just had shoulder surgery? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. The dude turns around, walks into the bathroom. And at this point, I'm just fucking losing it, dude, because I've never had a guest ask me before to take them anywhere, nor have I had them ask me to guide them to a very hot and humid desert that's literally across the fucking country. He goes into the bathroom and I see the gentleman leave. I'm pretty sure the dude drove home. Now, the key thing to take away from this story is that he had shoulder surgery. When you have shoulder surgery, typically the medication that they prescribe you are Perk 30s or something close to that. Sorry, I telling me to reference drugs here. We're just being factual. I had labrum surgery in my left shoulder, and that's the medication that they prescribed to me as a 17-year-old boy. They gave me like Perk 30s. I think that's what this dude was on. Either that or he's on some sort of opiate pot pie or something like that. But yeah, dude, that guy was banged up, and I hope he's okay. I hope someone or he somehow got to the Sierra Nevada desert, because he seemed really hell-bent to get there if he asked his waiter to guide him there. That's my story of the worst customer ever that came into the first restaurant that I worked at. If you guys like this story, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a dislike, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you so much. See ya.